Hey guys, it's sort of late and I'm in my hotel room and it's been a day. I put out my I don't know my vaccine bomb video and it's really sort of exploded, and I went to the White House today, and then I've just had this, I don't know, just this fire in me all day, and I don't really know what to do with it. But I started thinking about the first time I ever remember, like really remember feeling like an injustice is taking place and I have to speak out. I remember the feeling I felt when I did speak out, And I don't know, maybe I got like addicted to it or something. I don't know, but I was in high school, and we had this youth pastor, and I don't know, he was this middle-aged guy who was married. They had a bunch of kids, and he was a great guy. He was just a hardworking guy. He was a mechanic, and he was our youth pastor. And my best friend in high school, she was a year younger than me. I think maybe I was a junior or something at the time, but we had gone to a camp over the summer, and I don't know what the deal was, but her family was really, wealthy in the community and sort of well-to-do. And I don't know, my best friend, she accused him of something that just, I don't know, it just didn't happen. And she'd accused him of something inappropriate. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was saying something inappropriate or walking in an appropriate time. And I was right there when it happened. So I knew she was just lying. And it was like she wanted me to lie for her. And this family had sort of recruited these people in the church, and they wanted they sort of formed this little coup, that people do in churches sometimes, and they wanted to remove this man as our youth pastor. And I don't know, it was on me, right? I knew the truth. I was the only person who was there. I besides her, and I knew the truth. I knew she was lying. And I stood up in front of the church and I looked at her and I called her a liar. And I didn't really call her a liar, but I just was like, I don't understand why you're doing this, but what you're saying isn't true. And I mean, I guess that's calling her a liar, but I was nicer than that. And I just remember feeling like there's this wrong that's being done to this man, to this family, to this person. Is wrong. And I have the ability to make it right, And so I did. And I remember that feeling. I remember feeling, sad because I lost my best friend that day, But I had done something right. I had done the right thing, even though I lost my best friend. That stunk and that hurt, but it was worth it to do the right thing. And then a few years later, I went to college, and, I went to A&M, and there were all these sororities, and, I watched girls join sororities and leave sororities, and I joined a sorority and left a sorority, and I watched my roommate one year during rush week. She, every night she came home and she would just cry because, she she wouldn't get picked, to be in a sorority. And that seems stupid, but she felt so excluded, right? Because sororities are, they're very exclusive, and she wanted to be included, right? And she wasn't picked because she was not, I don't know, pretty enough. They didn't think she was pretty enough, or she didn't have enough money, or she didn't drive the right kind of car, or I don't know why sororities do what they do, but for whatever reason, she didn't get picked. And gosh, she just, she cried, and she felt terrible about herself, and she felt like she was ugly, and she just, I don't know. And I felt like, in a sense, that was almost an injustice, because she, I don't know, she saw herself in a different way, and I thought, this is wrong. This is not how we should be treating people, and so I started my own sorority. I chartered my own sorority at A&M, and even to this day, I graduated many years ago, but even to this day, this sorority is still active and going and flourishing, and it's amazing, and it's a service sorority on campus, and it's inclusive, and they accept anybody, no matter what. Any woman can join, and they do amazing things on campus and around the community, and it's really a joy to see what that has become, right? And because I saw this system that was broken, that was hurting people, and I wanted to just burn it down, but I wanted to build it up with something that was even greater, something that wasn't broken, something that was beautiful, something that respected everybody. And so I feel those two things in me right now. I feel this longing for justice, and I feel this desire to just tear it all down and build up something that is just better and beautiful. And I don't know what that looks like, And I'm just going to level with you. A lot of you have emailed me today, and you've said, Abby, why don't you just leave the Catholic Church? And that's not the answer for me. I know that God led me to the Catholic Church for a reason, and I'm angry right now, I'm angry. I don't know if angry is the word. I'm just frustrated, but also I sort of started laughing today, because all these, documents started coming out, and I don't know, priests started coming at me on Twitter, right? You struck a nerve when Catholic Twitter starts coming at you, and these priests started coming at me on Twitter saying I'm a bad Catholic, and no, I'm not a bad Catholic. I want something better. I want a church that doesn't have to spit out justifying document after justifying document of why it's okay to use vaccines and medication that were born off the backs of babies that were killed. That's all. I don't think that's that much to ask. I just want bishops and clergy and pastors and religious leaders from every faith, from every denomination, to step up and say, my gosh, is it too much to ask that we not peddle these vaccines that were created and researched off of aborted babies? I mean, can we just freaking do better? I mean, there's already alternatives out there that didn't have anything to do with these aborted cell lines. Like, can we just use those? Can we just push those? Why are clergy so hell-bent and determined to push out these vaccines that used these aborted tissue cell lines? I don't get it. If there's an alternative available, then why aren't we putting up our hands and saying, no, absolutely not? Don't use these vaccines where they used aborted cell lines for the research and or the production of these vaccines. Don't use these. Instead, use these. Why are we doing that? Instead, why are they putting out document after document trying to make it okay when it's not okay? You know, I left Planned Parenthood. When I worked at Planned Parenthood, I remember just trying to justify things, you know. Well, if we don't have abortions here, women are going to put their babies in dumpsters. Well, you know, if we do it early enough, there's no heartbeat. Well, if we, just all these justifications, you know. And then I realized something. If you have to justify something that you're doing, you probably shouldn't be doing it. If you have to send out document after document trying to convince people that what they're doing isn't wrong, maybe you need to check yourself. I don't know. I love my Catholic faith. I love Jesus. I'm not gonna leave Jesus because of Judas. But I really do want something better. I just want clergy who can look at this and say, they're babies who were torn apart in their mother's wombs. There were babies that died. Many babies who died. And I don't care how many times these cells have been replicated. I don't care how distant the connection is. At the end of the day, there was a soul that was lost. At the end of the day, a baby cried out in pain and nobody heard it. And now we're using that baby to make us well? Now we're using that baby for the common good? There's nothing good about that. And I just don't believe that God is going to bless that. So I'm telling you, I'm committing to you. I feel something happening. Something is coming. I don't know what it is, but I am committing to spend a lot of time in prayer to figure out what it is. And I have a team of people praying about this because I don't know what it's going to look like. something is coming. Something is stirring. Justice will always prevail. And at some point in time, there's going to have to be justice for these babies that have been lost and have been sacrificed over and over again for the common good. Something's about to break. I can feel it. So I commit to you to be in prayer. I ask that you be in prayer during this time. But change is coming.